So again, what we are looking for is your key takeaways. How was your experience? Difference between level 2 and level 3, and anything else that you would like to add. Before we begin, I'll let you know when to begin. अगर 2 मिनट उठ के आप लोगों को बाल वाल बनाने तो आप प्लीज कर सकते हैं.
I quickly want to check. So on Saturday मैंने TOTE का वो miss कर दिया था. तो how can I go about it? Attend it.
In your post level 2, there would already be a TOTE, and in your post level 3, there would also be a TOTE का demo.
Okay.
And I would
will
suggest,
it be okay?
And I would suggest speak to one of the other people in the room and check if they can practice one round with you. उनका practice हो जाएगा, आपका experience हो जाएगा.
Okay. Also, will it be okay if I practice it with one of them?
Yeah.
Will it be applicable for the certification then? या उसके लिए मुझे repeat ही करना पड़ेगा?
For TOTE, you can, once you've practiced it, record the practice and send it to me. TOTE is okay.
Okay. ठीक है. Perfect.
Are we going to discuss what we're going to do in the 4th level before we leave?
We are, after we have done the feedback. Okay, so who would like to start with the feedback? And
I will start.
Please.
Okay. So I think as we are going one level up, it is getting better and better for I think most of us, at least for me it is, and gaining more confidence of handling clients. The best thing of this session was Ho'oponopono, which I already had a lot of faith in, but this process was really very good. And inner child healing. For me, these two were the best out of the whole lot. Delayering, yes, that was another. I think I really can't pinpoint any one technique. All of them, when you start thinking of them, all of them were really very good. So can't give you one takeaway as such. Thank you for the whole of level 3, and it was really good. Looking forward to the 4th one.
Super. And Kiran, how confident you are of applying and working with clients with these techniques?
There has been a tremendous change from the 2nd level to the 3rd level. Like after doing the 2nd level, I was still a little question mark as to how I'll be able to handle clients, or theek hoga ya nahi hoga. But as soon as I started doing the 3rd level, I have had no problems in handling clients. For me, like while I was doing this course, I started taking up clients. So for me, this was a very, very new experience, and I feel more confident of handling clients now.
Super, perfect. Thank you. Devanshi?
Yeah. So I think takeaway is initially I joined this course for the better skill so that I can handle the client in a more effective way. But I realized, during all 3 levels, especially during this level, that it's also for yourself. You figure out so many patterns about yourself that you never even had idea about. And my experience it's very therapeutic because it has been done on me, right? So I can tell before the client says, I know that how effective it is. So level 3 is more about practicals, tools that we have been given. And I think inner child was very special for me, because I never thought that, all these things can come up in a inner child healing. And the difference between level 2 and level 3 is we were going more deeper in level 3. Childhood issues, trauma, grief, all the tools and technique, not only about talk, but practical, more of a practical. So I have been applying all these techniques to my client, and yeah, so it's effective. Till now, it's effective. And
Perfect.
the one thing that I really like about the whole course is that how you guide us. Even when the course is over, level is over, I just give you a text that, sir, I have these issues, and you have so many clients over the years, but still you are, you give us slot and you talk to us through each and every problem and the clients that we have, which is, I think, which is commendable.
Thank you.
That's it.
And how confident
Thank
you
you.
are of applying?
I'm already applying. So on the scale of 10, maybe I have reached 8, 8.5.
Good. Nice. Sashin?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, so level 3 definitely has opened up, I would say, new doors for me at least, because I know level 1, level 2 is primarily focusing on coaching, but level 3 is more therapy, more therapeutic skills, techniques, and very intense ones also. So typically with level 2, you won't be able to handle or you're not I would say equipped to handle the emotion cases dealing with intense emotions. But level 3 definitely helped us to first understand how to do it, and we tried it on within the group, and I have also started using it with my clients. So definitely very very powerful, very useful. And as Divanshi mentioned, I'm also using it on myself. So so I know what to look for and what clients should be looking for, so I can actually explain them, guide them also, because kabhi kabhi unko lagta hai, so what should happen, what will happen, kya hoga. So at least we can guide them. This is what typically happens with people. You will have to see what happens with you. So definitely very powerful. And again, I'll go back to the same thing. I mean, even though I had done my NLP last year with NLP masters, I think I still felt this tech the way we have encapsulated NLP techniques within hypnosis and the entire eclectic package, right? I think it is definitely much more powerful. I feel this will be much more effective. And all and then the customization that we have seen, they have also been very useful for me. So thank you, Nitin. Thank you so much. And as Divanshi said, definitely you have been supportive, and you have, kind of, you also guide us not only with the course, but also how to deal with different clients so that we can use the techniques with them. So that actually helps to bring in the confidence. So thank you so much. I look forward to level 4 soon.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
Komal?
Okay, so I'll start by saying that I think one of the predominant things that people say about the field of psychology or counseling is that se baatein hoti hain. I'll come, मैं बस बात करने के लिए, they're charging money and there's no structure per se. I think one of the greatest things about the entire module is the fact that it has a very, very brilliant structure, but can be customized to the needs and the requirements of all people. I remember, I think this was also my feedback for the previous levels. And level 3 mein, I think that entire customization with respect to कि relationships में हम ये करते हैं, grief के लिए हम ये करते हैं, हर चीज के लिए हम क्या क्या करते हैं, that structure for me as a therapist is very important. So that's one. Second, I think I totally agree with what was said. The fact that you're there as a constant mentor to actually help us whenever we get stuck with our individual sessions and otherwise is something that I don't think any other center offers. You finish the course, उनकी mentorship खत्म हो जाती है. But with you and the entire team at ICHARS, this has been a constant support. We have videos to go back to. We have you to sort of come back to, which is amazing. I also remember when I started level 1, I was so underconfident about actually practicing. And I've done therapy, like I've done these modules for increasing and enhancing my confidence. And now when I sit there and I'm doing these therapies and I have my own clients, I've become so confident that it's not even funny. And it's actually all because of this course. So yeah.
Thank you. Monali?
Yeah. So for me, this entire field has been very new, and the level 1 and level 2 was something which really excited me. But now coming into level 3 has really built the confidence. And here we have learned so many modalities. But the best part about is we know that which there are so many modalities in out there, but how to use it for what purpose, that is something which we are able to learn it. And now the confidence has come to us, to at least to me, in such a level that I know that I can handle the client. Because first I was a little uh, contemplating whether I will be able to do, because if there are, and especially with the intense emotion, like level 3 has been really very intense. And it's also given a reflection into our own self, at least for me, that where are we lacking, where am I lacking, and what I need to go or to move forward. So I'm sure that this is really going to help. And the best part, it's not only about level 3. I think that throughout the way this entire course has been structured, right from the pre-online modules, and then in the classroom sessions we get to learn, it's more of an implication based than the theoretical base, which is really very beneficial. Because for me, unless I don't apply it, you don't know like theory kitna, how much will you really grasp, but the implication is there. And then to support us, that you have the post modules, post course modules, so which is really very beneficial. And obviously, like everybody has said, that you have been very patient with all our questions, all our doubts, repetitive doubts, and to each and everybody you've been like answering till the time our doubts are not cleared. So you go to that extent, which is like, however silly it is, you'll ensure that unless the doubt is not clear or we are not clear with the concept, you'll not move forward. So there's no rush of completing the course, but of actually ensuring that each one of us are well versed with what we are doing. So really kudos to you, Nitin. I mean, that is something that I think I need to learn a lot, because I just kind of get a little irritated if people don't try to understand. But yeah, learn, having you as a mentor is like really great help. So yeah, thanks a lot for that.
Thank you. Akshada?
सारी अच्छी चीजें तो सबने बोल दी. Okay, kidding, but to be honest, to start with, personal, going through the practice, going through so much therapy myself has been a phenomenal experience. Like, to be honest, इतना introspection कभी life में नहीं किया था जितने last 1 month में किया है. And like every weekend at the end of Saturday or Sunday, like it has always been so exhausting, but yet such a big relief. I used to feel like, oh my God, I didn't know this existed in me, and it's just gotten taken care of. And like the experience has been something else. And the fact that now we have experienced it ourselves just makes it so much more easier to apply it with the clients, or it gives you that confidence. Somebody just, even if it was just a demo, I think that level of belief in the whole technique would not have come unless and until we have experienced it as a client in the practice session. And obviously in the practice session you get to practice as a therapist, which is again brilliant, because automatically it builds your confidence to actually take you through the whole process. And even in practice sessions we come up with some twitches, right? Like, okay, ye aa gaya, abhi kaise handle karna hai, and then you realize that you're able to handle it. And that is something that is amazing, and you have enabled us to do that. And it's fully credit to you. I feel like it's been amazing. ऐसे सोच के कभी नहीं लगेगा कि okay, we'll be able to handle अगर client says this, or if the client is not able to go through it. But जब practice session में we witnessed, even if it was a small glitch, the fact that we were able to handle it, that the confidence boost that it gave at the end of the practice session was something else. And then again validating the whole thing with you, then it takes it up to another level. So that has been really brilliant. And like at the end of level 2, I had started coaching some friends, but in that I realized that there was something, there were more intense negative emotions coming up. So we stopped it there. And I had told them, okay, we'll pick it up later, but for now I can't take this up because I don't know what to do. And now I think I can continue with that. That's given me the confidence that, okay, at least if not all of it, at least most of it, I know that I can take it up and handle, take care of it. So that confidence has also been there. And as students, we don't really come with that much readiness ki, when a client comes to you, they have an issue. As a student, we've come here, I didn't have any issues in my mind when we started the level 3, but every weekend मुझे लगता था यार क्या था ये like इतने issues थे पता ही नहीं and they got solved. That is like amazing. So overall, like I think I'm jumbled up in my order also. I'm just taken too much time, but I've just had a brilliant experience, and the fact that we can always reach out to you again, which everyone has mentioned, the fact that we have your direct phone number is a very big deal. Like having that kind of access, I don't think anybody else gives that kind of access to students. So I think that is something brilliant that you're doing, and really thank you for that.
Thank you.
I'm going to wrap it up there.
Pooja?
I think most of them have covered all that and stolen my words. So this third level is a wonderful experience for me. It was all together, whoever practiced with me had a different whole lot of experiences. So I never knew that I had all those emotions, submerged into my subconscious and held back for these many long years, I think this is a wonderful thing that I have done in my life, enrolling to this program. If I hadn't done, I would have carried these emotions, don't know where not, all through my life, to all my workplaces, to all my people around. But having enrolled to this, I'm able to release out those negative emotions, which is built in for long years. And having experienced it, it gives a lot more, experiential confidence. I have experienced it and I have practiced over my client, over my co-partner. Now I'll be able to practice with the other, my clients as well. And effectively, it can be done with ease. That level of confidence has started to build in. If I have to rate my confidence level, yes, maybe an 8 and 8.5 now. But there is a lot of things to, again, to experience with new clients who come in. And definitely, Nitin and his team is always there to handhold us, to support us, and very thankful on that. And this complete, how the course has been laid out, it's so flawless, from the pre-module to online sessions to post-module, and those quizzes, it goes back to you and checks your knowledge as well. That is really, really required, because have we learned this processes rightly? It questions there, and it goes back to go and practice it as well. And I never knew that there's a kind of a strategy also in psychology, because me coming from a different background altogether, and psychology do have strategy. It's like, wow, this is something, a real science, and it is an experimental, and it can be witnessed, it can be measured, and this gives a very whole lot of confidence, for us, whoever comes from a different background and experience this psychology and take this forward as a mentor or a therapist or a coach. It gives a lot of confidence, and thanks for instilling those, confidence in us, and more methodically, and mentoring us throughout so patiently. And also thankful to all my co-participants as well for being so patient enough with each other, and yeah, it's a very good learning experience. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Nitin.
Thank you. Mansi?
Yes, so I would actually like to start with you, because I think everyone is talking about your patience, and we need to do that strategy TOT with you. Like, what is the thought that comes to you when we ask you a question? Because you're always smiling while answering the question, and we need to know what you're thinking. But you've been amazing. Like, since level 1, the day you anchored that emotion with me, I have been a fan. Like, I've been like what is this? Is he a magician? Because I love the way you've worked with us. And, we have evolved in this 3 levels. I feel all of us would be feeling the same. Like we have evolved as humans, even like as therapists, of course, we were here for that, but as humans as well. So I absolutely loved that. And the difference between level 2 and level 3 for me per se was, after level 2, I knew I had the confidence. I did not need the scripts. Like I do not need a script to go through it. But at level 3, I feel now I don't need to think, oh, I'm stuck here. Because I know in between a technique, I can go to another technique. Like it's like a flow. I can flow through the, processes, and I don't have to go very separately into things. So that was one thing. Looking forward to level 4, like it's soon, and I'm really excited about level 4 and meeting you in person and going through the whole process in person. But amazing experience, really confident about using this, because I've been using level 1 and level 2 with my clients, and I feel like level 3 though is like game changer. So yeah, that.
Perfect. Thank you. Who else is left?
Can I go?
So may I go?
Okay, to go. Go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead. I'll go last.
Okay, sir. So level 3, the more I say, the lesser it, I won't be able to find words to really fill in the blanks. But if I think of my experience ever since I've joined this course, it's like a crescendo, which is just rising and rising. And I don't know, like I was talking with Shashin, that we don't know what's going to happen in level 4, because all our secrets are coming out and we are just getting delayered with every session, and probably very surprising for ourselves as well. And just a few days back, and earlier I had also read that psychology is like a pseudoscience. And I don't think there's a more pseudo statement than that, because, constructing each and every thought, emotion, feeling so methodically, strategized so well, and with ICHARS, each one of it getting customized so beautifully as per the individual requirement is mind-blowing. And even after having learned the techniques from you, when we go out to the breakout rooms and practice our sessions, my constant experience has been, it is the client who steers the session. There's no doubt about it. That is a very enlightening experience. And of course, the more I add to your grandeur as a mentor, as a guide, as a magician, as Mansi pointed out, the lesser it is. I won't be able to even describe the kind of support system we experience from your end. And as Akshada rightly put it across, that you're just a phone number away, a phone call away probably, or maybe a text message. So thank you so much for all that, and the kind of support and, the comfort level that we enjoy. And probably you inspire us to translate the same way of dealing with our clients. That's how I see myself, that I derive a lot of inspiration from the way you are able to take our questions, clarify our doubts, and steer the clients to a more fulfilling future or a desired outcome, like you put it. So thank you so much, sir, and really looking forward to level 4 at Delhi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Can I go?
Yep.
Okay, so for me, between level 2 and level 3, life has changed 365 degrees, upside down, everything. I've become so busy in this field, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. It's one thing, as in it was like I found my calling kind of a thing. Finally, I'm doing what I'm liking. With level 3, the twist that I liked was you not spoon feeding us with the script. So that was amazing. It, making us do a little more bit of work, and kind of, because we just know it, like how you rightly said, we know it. It's just that कितने देर तक मैं बोलता रहूंगा, खुद से करो types. तो वो अच्छा था. So we are like kind of coming up with our own scripts, and we're able to handle it most of the things that I wanted to say, everybody is covered. So like how Ritu just said, na, ki we start thinking how you kind of inspire us, is what she said. So what back of the mind, what starts running in my head is, ab Nitin Shah kya bolenge, so that is exactly what starts running. If I see that I'm going to get stuck going forward, then I actually start thinking, what will he say now, or what will be his response to this kind of a situation. So that is the personal side of development. And in terms of level 3, the technique that I liked was EET and the inner child that we did. It was amazing. All the techniques had its own pluses, but then this kind of stood out for me. And in terms of whether I'll be able to handle, I think yes, I can see that in myself. There's a lot of confidence that I have kind of gained over the last couple of months, actually. Agar personally be, if I get stuck somewhere in some work or in some problem or issue or challenge or whatever we say, I actually start subconsciously वो होने लग गया है, हाँ, तो automatically when then starts applying, and automatically all the techniques, it just starts running in the back of the mind, and I actually start working on myself automatically. So, and even if दूसरों के तरफ से भी कोई problem आ रहा है, तो even then I'm kind of, okay, there must be a reason. I start looking for rational explanation of why that person, did this or said that or whatever. So I'm एक सीख मिल गया है ना कि I have learned it. Yes, it can happen automatically. This kind of a thought restructuring can actually take place. So then I'm now more confident that I will be able to kind of get people to do that. So it has been an amazing experience, sir. Like everyone said, I'm looking forward to level 4 and meeting you in person.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else who's left?
That would be me, Nathan.
Yeah, Pranjal.
I think all has been covered. So I met Mamta on Facebook about 2 years ago. But I spoke to her and she said, you have to come down to Delhi to do level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4 face to face. But I said, oh, I can't go to Delhi. But COVID gave me this opportunity to do this online. And it has been really amazing. It opened up new dimensions of therapy, and also it's very complementary. The level 3 is very complementary to level 1 and 2, and that I've started using with some clients and with myself. And it's really exciting. And also I understand more of the human nervous system, how that can be retrained and all those. So that's also gave us a bit more opportunity. And I was able to connect with my local psychologist friend here in Australia at a different level. But they haven't got this training that I have been through. So it's fascinating, and that they were dumbfounded, saying, how do you know all this? So it was really good. So I was able to connect with them. But going through these practice sessions were really good, and it was really great. I have evolved through this process. And actually, I come from a very different background, analytical and more analytical, but you have really helped creating those boundaries, where to stop, and I'll keep practicing them. But it was great to interact with the high caliber trained psychologists here, 10 or 12 of them. That was really good. And I was able to work with them and share ideas and experience. So which gave me a different level of experience with the group here. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Sachin, for facilitating at times. And I hope we can continue doing this after this course. But I could not do the inner child. So I was traveling, so I couldn't do it. But I will do it next time. But so I'm not 100% confident, but at least I'm confident, in the scale of 1 to 10, we're about 8. But Nitin, in all saying that, you guide us very well. Sometimes I've asked difficult questions, could lead to intense discussions. And I hope that has helped the group. But I also want to thank you, Sachin, again, to facilitate at times, which was commendable. Sometimes I didn't quite understand where we're heading, but it was good. The thing is that, scripting, we talked about that. The scripting would have been good, but I take the view of the group that, we have to do our own scripting. But we will, but a bit of guide would be really helpful. Nitin, also the idea of being a lazy coach, I will keep that in my mind going forward. Overall, it was good. That's great. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for all the nice words. I really hope to connect with all of you soon for level 4. Also, for those of you who are watching us online right now, if you would like to get details about the courses, please visit the ICHARS website. I will leave the link in the comments and the description, so you can always check that out. And if you need any further details, please connect with the ICHARS team. They would be more than happy to connect with you and guide you through the questions that you have. I'm going to go off the live first. So thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, now that we are off live, any other questions that any of you have apart from level 4? And then
The other best thing that we did while learning the course was learn how to take online sessions, which was a big challenge for at least me. And that was the need of the day. So that was the best, क्योंकि अब पता चल गया कि hypnosis भी offline हो सकता है, online हो सकता है. So that was very good. Thank you for that.
Super. Perfect. Devanshi, hand raised.
Sir, is it like that we can repeat one more time?
You can.
Each level?
You can repeat each level one more time without paying anything. And then after that, if you want to repeat, you have to pay, I think, around 500 rupees per day of the multiplied by the duration of the course or so on.
Okay.
But you can always repeat the courses multiple times. The first time is repetition is free anyway.
Okay.
I just want to add one thing here. I think I forgot to say that in my feedback. One thing that I've realized in this during the level 3 is my patience has tremendously increased. And I don't know which exact technique it's a result of, but I'm known as the most impulsive person in the family. But now if I have to react, I always take 2 seconds before I'm reacting. And I actually respond, not react to the situation. And that has been noticed by people around also, and they like, it's very surprising for everyone, and like it's something that I've noticed myself, but I can't pinpoint it to any particular technique.
अक्षता, maybe कोई तो trigger set किया होगा आपने, भूल गए आप, तो suddenly fire हो रहा है, oh yeah.
As long as it's working, I don't want to remember it.
So I think the way sir keeps answering patiently to all the queries, so वो automatically आ रहा है. So in fact आज मैं सोच रही थी कि इतने सारे सवाल आप इतने patiently कैसे, for me to answer, I will have to do वो कौन सा है kinesthetic PlayStation बार. I said to get to that level of patience.
Once you will start conducting workshop, that you will start realizing that answering question is your bread and butter. वहाँ पे तो आप मतलब.
Sir, I have realized one thing, like I'm somebody who believes in spirituality, okay? So this is a journey within. So this whole course was a kind of a spiritual experience for me because we were going so inside, like deep inside of us, to all those hidden corners and everywhere. कुछ डील हो गए, कुछ अभी भी डील करना बाकी है, कुछ अभी भी ढूंढना बाकी है, ऐसा लगता है.
Perfect. Pooja, hand raised.
For me, after inner child, the anxiety level has come down. And thank you for that, because it was so intense. I don't know. It's like, I could feel that on the same day, and a little more lighter on the following day, because I had to do the inner child early in the morning at 4 o'clock again to ensure that, that entity is completely gone and I was like free of it and ensure it. And I felt little more lighter. It was good. It was so effective. I never knew that it could go so deeper to subconscious level and dig all those, wonderful experience. Thank you. Thank you for, stepping into that and helping Divya and taking me through that process. Thank you, Nitin.
Thank you. Ritu, hand raised.
Yes, sir. I have a very, I have a query. If someone else wants to help another person, maybe a child or a family member, brother, sister, anyone, and that person is not very willing, is there any hope for that person? No.
Is there any hope for that person? But that person is already
I mean,
comfortable. So
no, yeah, but the person is comfortable with his own misery, but the people around the person are not comfortable, and they know what is happening is wrong. But then, how to go about that? I mean, because the person who wants to help him, the family member, is desperate.
correct. So the hope is not for the person. The hope is for the family members. They can all individually visit the therapist and get their challenges addressed. Once they do that, they will learn how to set boundaries, and those boundaries will force the other person to be able to do what is required to be done. When people are not seeking help, and so what really happens is, let's say I am responsible for creating problems for everyone in my family, right? How am I able to create the problems for all of them? Because they have also not been able to enforce the boundaries with me. So if they allow me to get away with it, right, then why shouldn't I want to make use of that? It's the moment people around me start recognizing that I am trampling their boundaries and they need to be strong with those boundaries, then at some point I will not be able to do what I'm trying to do, right? Then one of two things will happen. Either I will adapt to the boundaries that have been set by people around me, or those boundaries will really make me feel frustrated. And once I start feeling frustrated and angry, I will seek help. But till I experience the frustration and anger and this, why would I?
So that means the people who are keen on helping the person should go for the counseling first and effectively set boundaries for the other person to realize.
Correct.
Then can I just quickly add on the same point? Divanshi, you wanted to talk on the same point? I know you have raised just quickly. So, so Ritu, there was this family who had come to me. In fact, uncle and aunt of for the nephew. This nephew is 24-year-old, but he's slightly mentally challenged. Although he has done his bachelor's and master's in MSc Tech or something. They said, "Arey, Shashin, he can't talk properly. He's not applying for jobs. We are pushing him so much. We're giving him all the job openings, but he's still not applying." And they gave me about 30-40 minutes discussion, right? Why he should come for counseling and why. And I asked them one question: have you checked with him what he wants to do? And nobody had checked, right? With him, that guy, what he really wanted to do. And when I asked them this one question, they were like, both of them were literally quiet. Right? They said, "हमने तो ये पूछा ही नहीं. हमको पता है ना क्या उसका सही है." मैं बोला, this is what you feel is safe for him, right? He may have some different feelings, some different thoughts. Have you even spoken? So in what Nitin said, right? Indirectly, I kind of was doing meta model on them more, right? And at the end of the session, no, it was not a session actually. It was just a discussion or a call. And they said, "Shashin, I think we've got what we wanted. We will talk to him and we'll probably first understand usko kya chahiye, and then we'll come back." Because I told, so Nitin, what I told them was, see, unless the person with whom we are going to do the therapy, if he or she does not have the intent, nothing is going to work, because we are working at a subconscious level. अगर वो आदमी ने उसका सबकॉन्शियस बंद करके रख दिया, मतलब if he feels कि बस I don't want to do anything, मुझे hypnotize होना ही नहीं है, बस I am just going to not listen to any of the suggestions, nothing is going to work. None of the techniques will work. So it is important that the client on which we are going to run, they should have the intent, they should have the willingness, to change. Otherwise, because this is not magic unless the person wants to treat this as a magic. ऐसा है. The सामने वाला अगर बोलता है ये, this is like only ball बच्चन गिरी है, so nothing will work. It will just you will feel, अरे क्या हो रहा है? I'm doing everything the way I've been taught, but nothing is working out because that person does not have the intent. So you can't push it on somebody. So instead, do it on the parents or whoever is coming to you. Ask them the questions, and then once they realize, they will convince the other person that, this is how we, and then probably they will come with him and all the other stuff. So just to share, this was about a week and a half ago that when these guys have come, and so you just brought up. So I thought, probably I'll just share this with Ritu.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Devanshi, hand raised.
Sir, I can ask this question in the end of the session only. It's not a doubt, it's a...
Okay, all right. So quickly, what are we going to do in level 4? Level 4 will build up on level 3. We will, one, go into other regression processes, timeline. We will also talk about pain management a bit more extensively with specific physiological issues. We will also talk about specific weight disorders, anorexia, bulimia, and so on. So there is a complete medical model that we will look at with respect to physical issues. We will also look at many metaphysical, spiritual kind of processes. Okay, so these are like metaphors. The only difference is rather than using a grounded metaphor, you're using a more abstract metaphor which relates to spirituality. So rather than doing a revelation using a garden, you're using a revelation by helping the client connect to a higher self or an angel. The process is the same. The process is slightly different, but the end result is the same. It's just that you're working with a particular category of clients who may come from that particular background.
So Akashic records are covered in this.
We don't call Akashic record and so on, but eventually you kind of go into, you can go into life between life, and when you go over there, you have access to a lot of things. You can go to higher self and you can speak to higher self. So there are a lot of things that are available. The only thing is, when we talk about metaphysical components in level 4, we want to clarify, we are not talking about ultimate truth. Okay, we don't know. Okay? And to be fair, I don't care.
As long as it works.
Correct. As long as you're using it correctly to help the client achieve the desired outcome. So when we do life between lives, or when we do past lives, is past life really real? Don't know, can't say, not yet ready to die and prove. Okay, I think that question is not such a big question for me to want to answer right now. If done correctly, can it help a client? When I say if done correctly, what does doing it correctly mean? And where it should not be used. And that's true for every metaphysical process that we look at. Right? We will also cover a model which will be about dealing with external personalities, right? Where, so to put it simplistically, when we were doing the demo, and so when you invite the child into the room, let's say instead of child, someone else walks in, and the one that walks in is not willing to leave the room, and is someone that the client may or may not be aware of. But the client feels that I feel either scared or worried or highly influenced by this character, right? So it's like an external personality that's influencing my existence right now, either literally or metaphorically, whichever way it is. And then we work with those issues. So all of those are there. You will have our explanation of what people call as spirit work, right? Where there's a spirit possession or something. So for us, it's equivalent to alternate personalities. But when you actually look at multiple personalities and you look at explanations that people have for spirits, if you just replace the name from spirit to multiple personality and multiple personality to spirit, every other symptom is exactly the same. Right? For us, the idea is when a client comes and says that there are places where something literally takes over and I'm not sure what to do, how do I deal with that? Then there are processes to work with that. So all of these components, which can be classified either into metaphysics or can be classified into abnormal psychology or parapsychology, would get covered as a part of your level 4, along with regression, timeline, and the medical model of hypnosis.
So are we expected to handle those cases? I mean, not expected, but are we going to be equipped enough to handle dysfunctional cases also?
That's the whole
Neurosis,
idea.
psychosis?
So the idea is in your work, so we never go looking for multiple personalities, right? So that's something that we are very clear at. A client comes, sits in front of you, and the client tells me, I have a spirit inside me. Will you work for me? The answer is, I can't go along with what you're saying. Tell me, when you say there's a spirit inside you, how is that spirit affecting you? I am interested in that. I don't care about whether spirit exists or not, right? We go back into soft skill. Now there, at times when you're working with clients, there will be symptoms during the process. For example, like we mentioned, someone else walks into the room, right? Now you can't tell the client, I don't know how to work with someone else. So aana to fir bhi chahiye na, ki how would you work with them? Right? So the idea is that during the course of the process, if you're working with the client, if any of these symptoms come in, then you need to know how to work with the client and you need to address the issue, right? But do we out and out work with something like this? No. We will always ask the client to convert it into what is the issue that they are facing in their life. What things they are not able to do. What things in their day-to-day activity, where is this playing up? For example, I had a client, just to share a quick example. I had a client who had once told me that, Nitin, can you work with me? I have 3 spirits inside me. And I said, how do you know? I went to a healer. The healer looked at me and told me, aapke andar 3 spirits hai. So I said, so why did you not work with the healer? Why are you coming to me? The healer told me that the spirits are very powerful. They can even harm the healer. And I'm like, so why are you coming to me? I mean, no, my healer told me that I should come to you because you can really help me. So I said, so if you have come to me, then we will work the way I work. The client said, okay. So I said, so I am not going to focus on whether spirits are there or not. My question to you is, why did you go to the healer in the first place? So she said, when I look at when my partner wants to come close to me, I beat him up. And I went to the healer because obviously it's a problem, right? Bichara, my partner, every time he tries to come close to me, I beat him up. So kaise chalega? So I went to the healer and the healer told me कि वो 3 जो spirits है वो करवाती है, आप नहीं कर रहे हो.
ये अच्छा आइडिया है. मैं नहीं कर रही हूँ, कोई करवा रहा है मुझसे. ले पिटो और.
Now when we started working, the problem with these clients is because they've already been told it's a spirit. And it's a very good escape route to not take responsibility, right? आप चाहो ना चाहो, मानो ना मानो, आप process करोगे तो spirit surface होगी. It doesn't matter whether the spirit is real or unreal. The client system will project that spirit, right? So we started working, and then something came into the room, and then something says, मैं थप्पड़ मारता हूँ अपने उसके पति को. तो ठीक है, अब आप मारते हो तो what would you like to do? The idea is a simple release, basically, right? So we release. At the end of the release, I told the client that while this has happened, I want you to continue working with me so that we can understand what the underlying issue with your relationship is, right? She said no. She said कि नहीं, वो अब तो हो गया, ठीक हो गया, मैं देखती हूँ, हफ्ते भर तक घर गई. And then she said everything has improved. We also had an intimate experience with each other. So I think the problems are resolved. You don't want to, if the client is saying it's resolved, maybe it's resolved. Why would you want to unnecessarily add another idea in their head? So I said, okay. I said, all right, just keep staying in touch with me. Give me a call once every week to update me how things are going. She said, okay. 4 weeks later, she calls me up and she says, थप्पड़ मारा मैंने उसको. क्या हुआ? वो पता नहीं क्या हुआ, अपने आप शायद स्पिरिट वापस आ गया. मतलब वो तो हमने किया था पिछली बार, वो तो we had done, right? That there was all of that is released and we had sealed everything. So you do a complete drama so that the client realizes that it's gone and it can't come back now. Anyways, so now that we have worked because all of that happened, now I'm not going to go into the process unless we sit and discuss your relationship. She said, okay. We discussed. A typical case, wife, high emotional sexual, husband, high physical sexual. Every night the husband would try going closer to the wife. The wife would not like it. One day out of frustration, she slapped the husband. And then the husband got shocked. So बिचारा वो अगले 3 दिन तक approach नहीं किया. So in her head, the system identified कि थप्पड़ मारना मतलब 3 दिन की शांति. Right? Now that became an instinctive response or an instinctive reaction. Where every time he would come closer, she would slap him. I asked her, ek kaam karo, can you just go and speak to your husband and let him know that you're not comfortable with intimacy so frequently? How frequently would you want your partner to come to you? She said, 4-5 दिन में एक बार, ज़्यादा. Have you spoken about it to him? No, I don't have the confidence. थप्पड़ मारना है, confidence नहीं है बात करने का. So I said, चलो ठीक है, so let's do anchoring. So we did anchoring. She did the imagination and everything. She went to the husband, told the husband told her, oh, I'm relieved. I kept coming back to you every day because I thought that I'm not able to satisfy you, and that is the cause of your frustration. If you tell me once in 4 or 5 days, I'll be more than happy. Okay. After that, no slaps, no spirit, no, everything stopped. So the reason I'm sharing this example with you is to help you understand that only because we call it a spirit or a multiple personality doesn't mean that's what the problem is. That's the distinction or the definition that the client may have because of what they have learned or what someone has told them. Right? Our way of working still remains the standard way that we work, and that's highly reliable. But you need to know variation simply because at times clients are so stuck that when they go into that state, something like this will come. Right? And at times the unconscious may also project. For example, I may be angry with my father, and I think that a part of me is getting influenced by my father. But the adult version of me does not want to see the father being the cause of that problem because it has a potential of destroying my relationship with him today. Right? So the mind can just project it like a black figure or a brown figure or a ball of something. So eventually the point being that there is something that's coming in the room that's not me, and we need to release it. Okay? We will have more discussions and more cases on this later on. This is like...
So just one question. Like 2 questions a psychiatrist asked me. First is, the techniques that you guys perform at ICHAR, what is the reliability and validity of it?
What is the reliability and validity of it? Send us the client and then work with the client and you will realize the reliability and validity. I don't have another answer for this for a simple reason that we don't, for reliability and validity, you need to have consistently the same process that you use with every client to get the same result. Right? When we work with clients, I can't use a standard technique with every client. With every client, the process changes. It adapts. So even if I want to create reliability and validity, I can't, because you can always question me, but Nitin, इस session के अंदर तो आपने इस तरीके से hypnodrama किया था, इस session में इस तरीके से किया था. So the steps actually don't match. Right? So the answer is you will have to send the client to us. We can work with the clients. And then when you see the result, because then you are the one giving the medicines to the client, right? So when you yourself notice the improvement in the client, that's the biggest validity and reliability that I can offer. As an alternate, what we are doing now and what we are planning to do is, remember so now we are not going into techniques, and because we realize that techniques can hum nahi kar sakte. So we are going to create smartly processes, approaches, right? That Kiran, so any of you who would like to leave can leave. We are done with the course. Now we are just having additional discussions. Okay. So when we are working with clients, we will devise an approach. Like remember in level 1, level 2, level 3, sorry, in level 1 and level 2, you got the step-by-step process. Ki session 1 mein ye karoge, session 2 mein ye karoge, session 3 mein. We will convert that into a model. And we will do a research on that model. And we will not talk about internal techniques. We will say in session 1, we focus on this, session 2, we focus on this, session 3, we focus on this. This is the end result that we get. This I can quantify. So that's the next line that we are planning to take as far as research is concerned.
Okay. And one more question that, when we take...
Devanshi, ek second. Sorry. Also, another answer that you can give to the client, to the psychiatrist, is we use a combination of CBT, because we use an eclectic approach. So we use a combination of CBT, hypnosis, mindfulness, right? If you want to understand what we are doing is effective or not, I can send you individual research papers on the effectiveness of hypnosis, effectiveness of CBT, effectiveness of mindfulness. अब ये individually अगर इतने effective हैं, so now you can think of how effective the combination will be.
But
That can be
Nitin,
done, and there are a lot of research papers available for all of these.
yeah, which institute gives validity certificate? Because this is not a standard validity or reliability तो standardized test के लिए आएगी ना. ये तो this is like standardization. Hypnosis में तुम बोलोगे standardization. Everybody has a different way to do it. End goal is same, right?
Which
So
is
ये
where
तो
the
बहुत
problem.
मुश्किल है.
Which
Yeah.
is where the problem comes. What happened? The reason why this reliability and validity has become a question for a lot of people is because CBT and REBT keeps talking about we are evidence-based therapy, we are evidence-based therapy, there's reliability, there's validity. So what they've actually done is they've created a simplistic model. A, B, C, D, E. And with every client, we follow A, B, C, D, E. Right? Because they've done that, and that's exactly what I said that we are now planning to do. Because we realize that people, when they talk about reliability and validity, they actually don't understand what they're talking about. They just like having a concept in their mind like that, right? So take we'll adapt to their requirement. Humko kya hai? CBT ne kya? We just have to model the process, right?
So CBT claims that they are standardized, huh?
CBT
Really?
RBT claims that they are evidence-based therapies, and also with CBT there is a reason, because CBT talks about relapses as a part of the process. The relapses will happen. So in all other fields of therapy, relapse is a strike against that model. In CBT, a relapse is a tick in favor of CBT. कि हाँ उनने बोला था कि relapse होता है.
पहले हाथ ऊपर कर दिए types. होगा ये वापस आपको. हो सकता है. We don't claim that नहीं होगा करके यार.
नहीं, they actually say that relapses will happen. You will have to learn coping skills to be able to manage relapse. They're very clear about it. Because CBT, to be fair to them, they're also very clear that we are not working with deeper emotions. We are helping people become functional. When people are becoming functional, there would be relapses as a part of, because relapses also are a part of being functional.
Internal core issue तो resolve हुआ नहीं है उतना.
Correct.
Okay.
और वो claim भी नहीं करते हैं वो.
Very interesting. Okay, we'll read something.
So can I share one incident? So I went to a headspace clinic in Delhi, psychiatrist and a therapist. So I went to a psychiatrist. Okay, I was just asking, is there any vacancy for a therapist, or as an intern can I work? So when I was talking about the techniques and everything, he's not somebody who has experience in the field of therapy. MBBS किया हुआ है. So he was not very convinced about what I'm studying, how will it happen, वहाँ पे anxiety provoke, मतलब he was questioning like that. And when I went to the therapist and when she got to know that I'm doing from ICHAR Mumbai, she's telling me, oh आप ICHAR से कर रही हो, अच्छा मुझे भी करना है उनका प्रोग्राम. it's मतलब आप समझ रहे हो, I'm going to a psychiatrist. तब मुझे समझ आया कि why psychiatrist was questioning me in a way where he was not agreeing with everything that I was saying, but the therapist who was only using CBT as approach, not any other therapy, is asking me ki, oh, even I want to learn what you are learning from ICHAR Mumbai.
That's also because psychiatrist training is very different. Psychiatrists are trained to identify symptoms and based on that symptom to give the client the right medicine.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's very interesting that I was talking to a psychiatrist when I was in Chandigarh, and I just wanted to understand how do you decide medicines and so on. So he was very candid. He said, देखो हमारे पास 6 brackets हैं. Okay, client के symptom के basis पे हमको उसको एक bracket में fit करना है और उस bracket की दवाई. Sir, ask him अगर client के symptoms are not matching into a particular bracket, तो वो हमारा काम है ना fix करने का. So bracket में डालने का काम हम कर लेते हैं.
I've seen this, yeah.
Now, again, that's also because their education is very different. I can't do what a psychiatrist does because I'm not trained in that, right? And to be fair to them, they have to do, even when you go to a doctor, eventually doctor भी पहले medicine तो आपको वैसे ही देता है ना. He checks the symptoms and then sees के 6 symptom के लिए पहले दवाई आपको कौन सी दी जा सकती है. Psychiatrist is basically a doctor who is trained in giving you medicines for psychiatric issues.
So, but I have seen, as a therapist, can we tell this to a client? Because when the client come, they have basic issues that we know that we can work with the therapy. There's no need of taking medicines. So can we tell our clients that? Because हमें वहाँ पता होता है कि medicines से
But the
medicines
reason
लेने की
is,
जरूरत नहीं.
don't do that. The reason is that if the client goes back to the psychiatrist and says it to the psychiatrist will end up having a showdown with you. And irrespective of how well trained psychologist you are, between a psychiatrist and a psychologist, whether psychiatrist knows anything or not, people will trust the psychiatrist's words more.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be in that situation. What you do tell the client is that with what you've told me, we can work. But if the client says, "Nahi, ek baar psychiatrist ko dikha dein kya?" So then you can say you can always go and check with a psychiatrist. Okay? Ideally, it's a good idea for you to have a contact number of a psychiatrist that you know is reliable, and give that contact number to your clients. कि आप इनसे जाके बात कर लो, right? I also know them, so if in case we need to work together, then we will be able to coordinate with each other and help you. So that works better. Okay, perfecto. So any other question, anything else that we need to discuss, you want to discuss?
No, now Tata, bye bye.
Okay, tata, bye bye.
All right, thank you, Nitin. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Hope
Thank
to
you.
see
Take
and
care.
meet you
Bye-bye.
guys sometime. Yeah.
See you later.
But
All
I
right.
have a question other than this. Can I?
हाँ, एक second.
So is there